What is going on, traders? I figure a lot of you ask me for opening play setups, and so I'm going to review in a little bit of detail today why I took the trades that I did today off the opening and what my thought process was at the open here on a Friday. And so here we have a replay chart, and I'm going to share my thoughts. So first off, we have a gap up. So settlement is down here, yesterday's settlement. We have in the overnight session, we have price that has moved up into nearly this, well, it's moved up into weekly resistance, rejected aggressively, all right, leaving even the squeeze bar behind. Price never retests that area, not once in the European session, giving me the idea that we have all of these traders here that at the open are likely going to be trapped. And so resistance is essentially right here. We have this area right here as resistance. And so my idea was to short right off the open if we had a volume build right in this area here. Now ignore this teal line. It's already printed. That's OVWAP, but it uses a reference chart. That reference chart is not replaying. So it's already printing here. So we don't know that that's what OVWAP is going to be. But essentially, it's telling us ahead of time, hey, that is where the resistance was. So that's opening VWAP, 30 seconds print that comes in automatically on these footprint charts. And so what I was looking for was a volume build and any kind of move to the downside. And I was interested in anywhere that volume started to build is where I'd get out of my short. So we're going to replay this at 5x speed. You now know sort of the context that we had all this overnight inventory that was underwater, that we had gone up to resistance. The market was looking a little bit weak, and I was expecting at least some sort of gap fill today into combo, which is a spot gamma level that's a normalized SPX SPY gamma, which often acts like support. And the backdrop was that the prior day we just had a massive rally in all the indexes, 5-6% in the NASDAQ, and that I thought dips would be bought because of that huge daily candle. So here are the trades. So my trade was one, look for volume build at the open, anticipating some sort of gap fill, and then look for volume to build to close the position. So here we go, starting 5x speed. See how we push up, find resistance. And so this was my trade, was to get short with a 3-point stop and then look for volume to build. You see how volume's building. Boom, I got out of the trade just like that. All right. And if we pause this video, you can see that we had that exact thing. So right in this area, we had a volume build, and then we had another volume build. And as soon as I saw this come in, I came in and got out at 1R. So that was trade essentially number one. Trade number two was me looking for the scalp back to volume. And so as soon as I saw these two little distributive nodes fill, I go, oh, okay, I need to look at T+1 or around gamma. You see how they're right on top of each other? This is an SPX level, 3950. It matches up right with T+1. And then right below, we got normalized gamma, which is gamma that's normalized between SPY and SPX. So it uses both for a gamma level. This is just SPX, spot gamma level. And so my thought was, okay, we're going to get anywhere close to this. We're probably going to get a rip back to test this volume node. So that is how I played it. Again, this is how I was looking. All right, so this is 5x speed. Just keep that in mind. So at this point, I'm waiting. These are all trades that I called out in real time. All right, we push down. No interest. I went and took the play right here. What I was looking for was to get out right into, and that's where I got it. I got it out right into the volume node. So trade number two was to get out right there, right? So you could see, got in here, got out there. And the reason for that is I was looking for any kind of volume build here and momentum loss. And so I would have been invalidated under T+1 on this trade because look, you had gamma, you had T+1. My thought is that this market's going to get bought today, big time. And so I thought, well, there's going to be a lot of players that are looking to buy any kind of gap fill And had we got a stronger rip, I wanted to be out at OVWAP. But look, this built heavy volume, and so that is where I chose to get out. But you can see there were buyers in this market. So at this point, because it came all the way back into the resistance like this so intensely, I thought, okay, this is definitely a day where I want to look to be a buyer because it came back into this volume node so aggressively. Okay, so let's keep playing this tape. So it's coming down, coming down. At this point, I'm seeing a volume build down in here, and they're initiating, and I thought, okay, we're going to get probably a move down T1 into combo. Okay, that's what I was thinking, is that we're going to get a move down here. At this point, I started talking to some of the guys, and I got a little distracted talking. You see, there was an aggressive buyer, but that's also a passive seller building out. Okay. This was interesting because you had this really wide distributed volume. I wasn't sure what to make of that, but I did know, look, we're balancing a little bit here, was my takeaway in real time. We're balancing. So it might mean we get a little bit of upside. Okay. So I did end up taking a short into this area here, and I covered right back into here. It's kind of missed here because it just happened so fast, but you could see the reason I took the short is this positive delta in here, and price stopped and made a momentum shift into this area with very little volume. So I thought, okay, that was a good short. So I got that one in. And my plan here was ended up taking another trade here. And my plan here was, okay, we're holding this combo level. I see the volume come in. And so I was interested in this combo level, just buying the combo level and it moving back up into essentially here. This was my trade plan, is to go ahead and take, again, 3-point stop. I bought combo and to take it out right into this level. So essentially I wanted to, it's a 1 hour stop. You know, I was going to have a 5-point profit taker, but my plan was to get out into 60. So I bought this level here, expecting for it to come back in this candle. And the reason is this combo, and I saw the volume coming in, interest to buy. And again, I was at this point already bullish for the day, had a strong bias. And so let's see how it plays out. Okay, so I went ahead and bought this 57s. Okay, here's the fill. When it pushed up like this, okay, this is 1x speed, and it could not get here, right? I went ahead and took out right there. So I ended up getting out for a single point because when it pushed up, it couldn't go anywhere, and there was very little interest to buy. So I got out for a point. This to me is like a break-even trade. I don't even know if it went up there. No, I don't think it ever went up to where I wanted to take profit. And at this point, what I was looking at here, you see the shape of this profile? It's this half moon shape, which these typically extend down like that. And so when I saw what was essentially a profile like that, I said, oh boy, we're going to go test the bottom side. And so up here, I decided I'm going to cut this for a 1-point winner and be essentially out. And my thought was it's going to break down. And I was targeting along here. And in real time, it came down here and quickly rejected. I wasn't fast enough to get in here. It's kind of, for me, I was a little upset with myself for losing focus talking to the guys instead of really being on my A game as a trader and catching the quick move down. Okay, but that was the reason I got out of that trade at break even. So let's go ahead and speed it up. So here's 5x speed again. You can see there's ice right here at the bottom. So anyway, here's the quick rejection. Whoosh, right back up. I missed this all. And the fact that price on this next bar, even on this bar, comes right back into all of this was a really strong sign for the bulls. That price was able to move right back into that volume and take it right out. So really strong play there. Back up into this area. I ended up not playing this area because I thought that price was very strong, that it was likely to go test OVWAP. And sure enough, it ended up This next trade was a losing trade. So we pushed up into VWAP. We continued pushing up where it went negative. I tightened up my stop here and I got targeted. I got hit on this stop. So as we moved up here above OVWAP and I saw all this volume building, I ended up getting short here right at 74, targeting the 69 area, stop above the highs. And I felt really comfortable with this trade. You know, again, it's building the half moon shape into a volume and you expect it to extend down. I did not catch enough of this move. It was a little bit disappointing that I only caught this much, right? Ended up going all the way down here. This extended out fully, as you can see here, right here. You see that, how it extends out? And it extends all the way down like this, right? So it ended up coming into this node here. And really, when I got short in here, instead of just targeting this volume node, which was I thought a smart idea that volume was going to go fill in here. Maybe I should have been targeting full extension down into here, just a little lower. And then I would have got a few more points. So anyway, those were the first few trades of the day. I was calling my positions live in the Discord. Didn't have much time to explain them, obviously, but I did say where I was long, short, covering that sort of thing, and the trades worked out. And so I wanted to just review these trades and kind of show you what I was seeing in real time, what the justification was for the trade. What also went into the short on this trade was that we had gone for the first time into all this overhead resistance from Globex, or the European session here. And I thought that would be resistance, and sure enough, we got this, where they aggressively sold, and then finally got stops and extended down where the market just ended up ripping back to the upside. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy this trade review. As usual, if you have any questions about these trade setups, jump into the Discord, find this video. There will be a post titled the exact same thing in Discord, and you can go ask questions there and we can discuss these trade setups.